All right, good evening. Town of the Paw Council meeting for March 26, 2018. Call the meeting to order. Item number 2 on the agenda is the adoption of this agenda.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Rowe. Resolved that the agenda be adopted as presented.
Any additions or deletions? On the question, all in favor? It's carried. All right, number 3, confirmation of minutes.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Rowe. Resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting, the Committee of the Whole minutes of March 12, 2018, be hereby approved. All statutory declarations have been complied with.
Any comments? Call the question, all in favor? It is carried. I'll just give it a moment. I can probably do multitask here and say citizens period. Blake, you got something you want to get off your chest? Or?
No.
No, you okay? How about you, Trent? Ryan?
No thanks.
Okay. CEO report, please.
So the following is an update as it relates to various departmental reports as of March 16th. Museum's been working on the 2017 annual report and spring newsletter. Museum is also in the process of sending out membership renewals, and they've been fundraising and selling tickets for a Jets game. I believe that draw, Brian, may have already taken place.
I believe so.
I didn't win. Fuel sales at the airport have been better than normal. We took in $113,000 in sales in February. However, it's going to be slowing down in March and for the season for a month or two because BIPOL is now complete. We're having some issues with the roof leaking at the airport after an insurance job was completed. Contractor inspected the site and we're waiting for ratification to take place this summer. Recreation Director attended the annual Rec Connections Conference in Winnipeg. The Recreation Director is also working on year-end and closure of the arena and other maintenance duties. Big thank you to Amber for her efforts in ensuring that we had continued operations in the maintenance department. We're still short-staffed at the Wellness Center and the pool. I think we've said this for the last couple of months, every report I've had. Anybody out there again, if you're looking for a job. We have 11 applications for the Moffat Fund that have been received to date. Snow removal was completed around the arena for Provincials and Good Deeds Cup. Must say we received complaints from a lot of angry people. I believe we did a great job in ensuring that we look good for these events. Public Works is working on thawing of water and sewer lines and also dealing with water breaks. It's that time of year where water breaks are more predominant than cold months. Sewer jetting of sanitary mains is ongoing. Engineering's been working with organizations for a spay and neuter clinic. Public Works is preparing for the spring thaw, catch basins, and thawing and clearing of outfalls. HR has generated and distributed the accessibility document for all employees to sign off on. CAO and HR attended the Performing Under Pressure course. Assistant CAO and Acting Fire Chief have been working diligently on building bylaw amendments. The Assistant CAO took part in elections webinar. The Senior Election Official, who is also the Assistant CAO, is preparing for the upcoming election. Special Service Levy has been on the forefront for the Controller, the CAO, and the Assistant CAO, and budget and audit prep are also underway. And that's it.
Thank you. Any comments, questions? Very good, thank you very much. Item number 6, 6.1, Public Utility Board Rate Increase Board Order number 4418.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Rock, whereas the last time water rates were adjusted was 2012, and whereas the town has had a utility deficit for 4 out of the last 5 years, and whereas the engineering department applied to the Public Utilities Board for revised water and wastewater rates as set out by bylaw number 4550. And whereas bylaw number 4550 was given first reading on June 13th, 2016, and then forwarded to the Public Utility Board for approval. And whereas the Public Utility Board approved bylaw number 4550 on March 6, 2018. Therefore, be it resolved that bylaw number 4550, being a bylaw of the Town of the Paw to establish water and sewer rates, and to repeal bylaw number 4319, 4414, and 4425, be read a second time.
Any comment?
It's something necessary we need to move on. Utility Board has to go through a process to approve changes, and we need to be able to get this account out of deficit.
Yep, sir, go ahead.
I just want to say that also the greatest of the impact would be to those that consume more than 20,000 gallons of water in quarter. And so this is also partly to help promote or encourage people to preserve water, because we have a higher water usage rate than other communities of our size, and a higher water usage rate per person than other communities in the province. So again, those who use more than 20,000 gallons would be affected, which should have minimal impact on residences, and will unfortunately have a bigger impact on some of the business communities that have high water consumption rates. But again, as long as you're smart about your water usage rates at home, there shouldn't be too much of an impact on your bill.
Perfect. Both of you have taken the words out of my mouth. I will make, that's okay, I'll make one more comment if I might, is that if we did not apply for a rate increase, the Public Utilities Board would assign one. And so it's an evil necessity in life. So cut back on your water consumption and things should be okay. I'll call the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay, third reading, please.
I don't want to do that whole thing again.
What you said before.
No, it's, I did this one's a little different. So moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Rock. Be it resolved that bylaw number 4550, being a bylaw of the Town of the Pas to establish water and sewer rates, and to repeal bylaw number 4319, 4414, and 4425, be read a third time and passed.
Get a few little work done here. All right, this is a third reading, and therefore it's a recorded vote. Councillor Commodore.
Aye.
Councillor Cross.
Aye.
Councillor Rock.
Aye.
Councillor Zelinski.
Aye.
I am also an aye. It's carried 5-0. All right, 7.2.1, turnout gear.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Rock. Whereas the Pas Fire Department has additional members and the safety of the current turnout gear for 7 members is questionable. Therefore, be it resolved that Council authorize the purchase of 7 sets of turnout gear for the Fire Department with monies to be expended from the Fire Reserve Fund.
Any discussion? Councillor Rock.
Nothing beyond the fact that it's important that we have safe gear for our firefighters to utilize. This is generally was in a budget process already. The fact that there's 7 might be a slight increase, but it's important that we get the gear.
Call the question. All in favor? It's carried. .3.1, sale of residential lots.
Moved by Councillor Brock, seconded by Councillor Zelinski. Whereas Council developed a plan that would target the development of town-owned lots in order to increase the tax base, and whereas a sale of residential lots for $1,000 per lot was held on March 1st, 2018, and 31 residential lots were sold, therefore be it resolved that Council authorize the Mayor and Assistant CAO to sign the 31 purchase agreements with regards to the lot sale that was held on March 1st, 2018.
Any discussion?
Where is the champagne?
So just to let you know, the next step will be that we'll be sending out the notices to everybody with their agreement, giving them 30 days to arrange for transfer of title.
Okay.
That'll probably take place next week.
Okay.
And we're going to start the clock from that time.
Perfect. Anybody else? Perfect. This is a great step forward, folks. This is a great step forward. Call the question. All in favor?
I'll be abstaining.
Yeah. Okay, it is carried. Okay. I want to do that again. It's such a great move. All right, 7.3.2, variation order number 2018-029, 13 Constant.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Rock. Whereas an application for a variation to a garage at 913 Constant Avenue has been made to the Town of the Paw, and whereas all the requirements of the public hearing have been held in accordance with the Planning Act. Therefore, be it resolved that Council authorize variation application number 2018-02 for 913 Constant Avenue, varying the maximum height of garage from 12 feet to 17 feet, subject to the property owners entering into an agreement with the caveat with the Town of the Paw with the following conditions. Garage to be used for personal use of the property owner. No living quarters shall be located in the garage. Garage shall not be used for commercial purposes, including rental, mechanical use, etc. The property owner agree to a yearly inspection annually for the life of the building.
Any discussion? Councillor Rock.
In this matter, although I seconded to bring it to the table, I will be speaking against the resolution. The request is to increase the height from 12 feet to 17 feet, which is quite a huge amount. We held, in the public hearing, the explanation given was that the owner didn't know. If he had, he would have not have violated the bylaw. He says he hired a contractor. His hired contractor was an expert and supposed to know the law, but not the owner. Town employees didn't tell him what to do. The facts were that it was newly constructed in the fall of 2017. It wasn't something that's been in existence for a long period of time. The owner had a building permit, but says he did not to have understood it. Well, that's the responsibility of the owner to understand what you agree to build. The building inspector had informed the contractor of the height issue, and regardless of cause, the construction still went ahead to complete over a weekend. That's what I've been told. Violation had already been identified by the building inspector, and plumbing had to be corrected to bring the building into compliance, which was completed, which was good. And on this matter, now I speak to my fellow councillors, because, and I mentioned this before, in our oath of office, the paragraph 5 is that we will act faithfully in the office of the Town of the Paw without fear, favor, or affection, and will truly, faithfully, and impartially, and to the best of my knowledge and ability, execute the duties and responsibilities of that office. To me, without fear means council is to enforce and uphold the bylaws of the town, even if it may cause hardship on an individual that has failed to comply with the bylaw when constructing a garage or any other construction in a residential area. Or we shouldn't be allowing it because we're afraid of any kind of legal action going forward. Without favor means that council is not to place the interests of an individual over the rights of the community under our bylaws, and we should be enforcing them. We should not show favoritism. Without affection means you can't treat your family or friends differently. All citizens are to be treated equally under the law. At issue, and with all due respect, and I regret that we have this situation in front of us. But is this a situation that requires council to discard its bylaw to save an individual the money it may cost to bring the garage into compliance with the zoning bylaw? No, it is a new construction, and the owner contractor has a duty of due diligence. I would suggest that they failed in that area, and it's not the responsibility of our town employees or whatever to correct that problem. Was the owner aware of the need for a building permit? Yes, he had one, just failed to follow it. By his own admission, the owner did not do his due diligence so that he knew and understood his responsibilities to complying with local bylaws. Due diligence is the owner's responsibility, not our town employees. I don't think we should download the problem onto them. His expert contractor should also have known the law and applied it. I sincerely hope that council, by our decision tonight, has the courage to demonstrate to our citizens that the bylaws of the Town of the Paw are to be followed and will be enforced by council now and in the future. And in addition to that, I would say that with what we just heard tonight, there's 31 new construction sites going to be happening in the next 2 years, and we want to have a clear message go out to them. That we're not going to put ourselves in a position where we have to entertain this kind of thing again. But at any rate, tonight I will cast my vote in support of our town's bylaw and our employees, and therefore I will vote against Resolution 2018-036.
Okay, anybody else? Councillor Commodore.
Just the one thing I'd like to say is, I don't like voting on stuff after the fact. So if he didn't follow the rules, I can't say, well, yeah, you can, so I will be voting against for that reason.
Okay, anybody else? Councillor Cross.
I understand that there was maybe a bit of communication breakdown in this situation. I think that there was definitely some errors made on both parts. I think we've learned some very important lessons from this situation, and that in light of moving forward and continuing to move our community forward, I will be voting in favor. The applicant came forward and did what they needed to remedy the situation, and they've agreed to have stipulations in place to ensure that the concerns brought forth by the neighborhood will be addressed, and to make sure that they don't become issues moving forward. So yeah, I will be voting in favor because like I said, I feel like this was an honest mistake, and I don't think that either side, being the town or the homeowner, should be punished. And you know, we, I think, have come up with a good compromise, and yeah, I'm ready to move forward with it.
Okay. Councillor Selinsky.
Might as well talk since everybody else did. Yeah, it's a tough situation. I feel for both the town employees and the homeowner. This town has gone a lot of years without having an adequate building inspector to inspect these buildings, and I feel like we're in a situation where the town was basically like the Wild West for a lot of years in terms of building and what was happening, just because we didn't have the proper people in place. We now have a very capable building inspector, and I think that he's doing his job, and I think a big part of his job is educating educating people that are building and homeowners and that sort of thing about what can and can't be done. So, you know, it's tough to let something like this slide because, again, there was miscommunication. I think I agree with Crystal, and there's a little bit of miscommunication on both sides. So I'm going to be voting in favor, but I think that we got to let the building inspector do his job, and he's getting it right, but it's just taking some time. So.
Okay, if I may, I see it as a communication error myself too. I heard from both sides. I heard from neighbors who have no issue with the building. Over the 7.5 years that I've sat on this council, I've seen a lot of variation orders, and I've never seen any conditions attached to any of them except for this one. But he can't use this for any other use than personal. No one's ever going to be allowed to live in that. It's not going to be used for commercial purposes. He's not going to rent anything out of it. No mechanical uses. And he's going to agree to a yearly inspection. So lessons learned. That's how you move forward, is you learn from mistakes. You should never be discouraged from making a mistake. It's always great when you can learn from it. And I think that there's been a good learning curve here. I will be supporting it. Any other comments? Councillor Rock.
Just in closing, I would say that I would agree there's been a mistake, but I do not agree that it's the town's. I do not agree that it was the building inspector or the workers. There's always room for improvement, but that doesn't mean they made a mistake. The mistake was that the person that had the legal responsibility of due diligence and doing it properly and meeting the bylaw didn't achieve that. And now they're saying, oh, it's everybody else's fault but mine. And who's going to pay the price? Now it's the neighborhood, now it's the citizens, and now we've saddled our administrators with policing these rules and regulations we're attaching, rather than just fix the problem. Thank you.
Call the question, all in favor? Those opposed? It's 3-2. It is carried. All right, 7.4.1, 2016 audit.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Rock. Be it resolved that council accept the auditor's consolidated financial statements for the town of the Pas for the year ending December 31st, 2016, as prepared by Collins Sparrow, HMA LLP.
Any discussion? It is quite a read.
It was a
happy
really
to get
bedtime read.
This is really happy to have this, folks. And hot on the heels of this is the 2017 audit, so pretty happy about all of that. Any further discussion? Call the question, all in favor? And it is carried. I just need a second. That's all. All right, where are we at? All right, meetings, we have the.
7.4.2.
7.4. Oh, payroll and accounts, gotta pay the bills.
Yep.
I missed it.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Rock. Be it resolved that council authorize the following accounts. Pay period 5 in the amount of $89,729.03. General check numbers 20488 to 20560 in the amount of $258,803.27. And electronic fund transfers in the amount of $97,478.03.
Any discussion? Call the question, all in favor? It is carried. I take it everyone has taken a moment to read the minutes from the museum board? Okay, Chamber of Commerce.
I did not go to the meeting, because my granddaughter's 10th birthday.
That's a pretty good reason.
Yes.
Sustainable Forest, Councillor Rock.
We have a meeting coming up. I forget the date, but it's coming up soon.
Okay. Citizens on Patrol.
Our meeting's on next Tuesday.
Okay. Destination Marketing, Councillor Cross.
We had a meeting on the 16th. I was a little bit late, but we did get a presentation from the Spray Park Committee, and they will likely be approaching council, just to give you a heads up if they haven't done so already, to ask about ownership of the Spray Park, because that was one of the questions that came from the committee, is who is going to own the Spray Park after it was built. So they're looking for something formal from council to bring back to the Destination Marketing Committee, and I know they're approaching a couple of other groups as well. We approved a grant for Bill Bannock to help them with advertising and marketing, and which I abstained from, for the record, as a Rotarian. And our next intake date is April the 15th, just as a friendly reminder, and we will have another meeting very shortly because we have a grant from the Citizens on Patrol that we've received that we need to make a judgment on, so.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Recycling Board, Councillor Zelinski.
Yeah, we had a meeting last week. Not too much is going on. It's pretty much business as usual out at the recycling center. Just looking at this year's budget, last year's audit, all those types of things. Some housekeeping stuff. So.
Okay. Renewal Corporation.
No meeting. We have a meeting scheduled next week.
All right, and no meeting with the Kelsey Planning District or Kelsey School Division. Citizens period. Okay, are you sure you're ducking down there, Trent? You photograph so well, come on. All right.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, excellent, thank you.